Okay, well, Minnie and I were up early on this fine morning here in Bye Bye City Leyte. We're headed to have a little bit of snack over there at the cafe. And I don't know, see what other kind of trouble we could get into, I suppose. Yeah. Well, anyway, I want to talk a little bit about something. The importance of having Philhealth if you can afford it. So I didn't know it was like this, but so Minnie and I, we've been running back and forth for medical examinations and things like that. And I did not realize that even when you go to the private hospital like Ormoc Doctors Hospital, which by the way is affiliated with Doctors Hospital in Cebu, even though it's a private hospital, they still by law have to discount your fees if you have Philhealth. But there was one thing that irritated the hell out of me, and I'm sure it bothered Minnie a lot, and probably bothered her because she realized that it bothered me. And that is that you have to, the Philhealth computer was down when we were getting ready to pay. And so the clerk, he was a very nice man, very patient with me. But the clerk said that we have to pull the Philhealth up on our phone so that he could see that it's active. Now that was really disturbing to me. Because I said to him, I said, for crying out loud, the president of the Philippines, Marcos, signed a presidential proclamation saying that all the computers and everything would be upgraded so they could talk to each other. This is the future of the Philippines. They're digitizing everything. And I said to the clerk, this is the single most important thing that I can think of in all of the Philippines, is to make sure that the Philhealth works and you don't crash. And so I talked about this with brother-in-law Jell, who told me that it crashes all the time. I said, well, it's impossible to have to deal with. And so what ended up happening was Minnie and I, we're trying to figure out, how do we get into Philhealth? How do we pull it up on our phone? And I started asking her, did you bring the information? Well, she had the Philhealth card. And of course, that's not good enough for them. She has a Philhealth account number and her picture on the ID card. And I was saying to the clerk, I was saying, sir, please, why would you even bother issuing a card if you're not going to accept it at face value? And he just looked at me and he got a little bit shy and embarrassed. You know, I could really see that he was embarrassed by the fact that it wasn't working, because he actually is a Philhealth employee working at the hospital. Anyway, he had no excuses, but eventually Minnie and I realized that when setting up the Philhealth account, she had taken pictures of everything, the account number, the password, and the whole thing was on her phone. So thank God it was. It took us about an hour to figure it out. And then good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Thanks for that snack.
Ah, you're welcome. Where was I? So yeah, it took us about 45 minutes, and then we finally realized that it was on her phone in pictures. So we searched. We were able to bring up the Philhealth, and he was able to get all the information off of the phone, and he had a great big smile on his face. I'm talking about the clerk, because he realized I was losing patience with this whole thing. Even though, we could have gone down to the Philhealth office on Ormoc, but he said it wouldn't have done any good, because the main office was unable to do any confirmation of accounts and whether they were current or not, and nor were they able to accept any money because the computers had crashed. Oh my gosh. So, anyway, we get through that. And then I discover it's an enormous discount, which ended up saving us a bunch of money. And so, today, Minnie and I were talking about it. I said, holy crap. We need to make sure we keep current on the Philhealth account. That insurance is worth money even in the private hospital. I know a lot of people can't afford it, the premiums. But if you can, you need to sign up for it. I realize that the Philippines is basically a little bit of a poor country, a developing nation. And it's going to take a while for people to get up there in earnings in order to be able to consistently afford the premiums for their families. You know, but this is a solution to indigent care, because I gotta tell you, you know, Ormo Doctors Hospital is one of the most modern facilities that I've seen so far in the Philippines. They had everything there. They had cardiology specialists, they have gastroenterologists, they have the finest ENTs in the country affiliated with that hospital. And so I just had to come on here and compliment it, saying that yes, it can work for you, even if you have to access private health care. And a lot of foreigners, that seems to be the topic. You know, oh, you know, we gotta seek treatment in the Philippines, but there are places to go where you can get the delivery of services that are just as good as they are in the United States. Remember, the United States is kinda not at the top of, when you're talking about pecking order in terms of medical care and competency, they're around a 37. You know, that's not very high for such a rich country. You would think we would be number one. And what's interesting about that is most people think that the United States is number one in medical care, and there's no, even if I needed open heart surgery, there is no way that I would be returning back to the United States in order to access it. No way. That's why you have an emergency medical account all set up. You have to have the cash ready to go to cover medical emergencies. That's just a fact. You should have 10K or 20K in there ready to go at any one time. Mara's here.
My electric bill, my water bill.
Uh-oh, the electric bill is coming, Minnie.
Yeah.
Hey, Mara, you could come over our house and get drunk one day, okay? Do you drink?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
So, of course. All right, folks. Well, that's today's video.
What is your YouTube channel so that I can see?
Oh, we'll give it to you. Yeah, we'll give it to you.
Oh my God, baka...
Bye, everybody. We'll see you later.